What's up, YouTube? How y'all doing today? We are here with another video. What story are you telling yourself every day? Who do you believe you are? What helps you get through life personally? I think we all see ourselves as the hero in our own story. Most of us have seen a multitude of movies. Movies that have caused us to think. Movies that make us take a deeper look within ourselves, that have us ask the essential questions: who are we? Where are we going? And what do we really want out of life? We all have a backstory. Everybody has an origin story. Unfortunate stories that have started from the abysmal suckage of life, things not going so well, to things somewhat getting better as you get older and you kind of finding your way, but you're still not sure of who you are till you getting older, kind of catching on to life a little bit more, realizing what's going on somewhat, but still not completely sure, right? I mean, as a kid, who really had it all figured out? Unless you've lived here before, we're all doing this for the first time. But it's the story of who you are that helps people understand who you are and what you're about. All great brands, all great businesses, all great people began with a story. And it's stories that help us make sense of the world that we live in. Stories lead us down very, very compelling rabbit holes of self-actualization, personal mastery, and even help us to establish a vision for our lives. The power of your own story and what you've already overcome is enough to compel other people to want to even get to know who you are. And if you are a business owner, that's what would make you an even more interesting person to want to get to know. What's your why? Why do you even do what you do? When it comes to personal branding, it's more about the story. It's the reasonings for why you do what you do. Every story starts with a character. This character just so happens to have a problem. The problem persists, or it's been going on for some crazy amount of time and they're just absolutely tired of it. All of us have problems. I mean, who can't relate to a character in a movie who has problems? It's just life. Life happens and we get tired of going through shit, right? But what compels us to have to change it? It's the burning need, or it's this necessity on the inside that screams, I deserve more, or I want more. But like all good movies, the hero has to go through a period of dryness, a period of frustration, of barrenness, where they just can't figure shit out, and it's just overly frustrating for them. So they come along, and somehow, some way, they link up with somebody who just so happens to have something figured out regarding the path that they've been walking on. You'll notice the same recurring theme in all the movies you watch. This guy just so happens to have a plan who leads them on a path to help them overcome their problem. The guide calls them to an action, and that action just so happens to be something so controversial and so crazy, it just has to work in some kind of way. At least in the eyes of the main character. I mean, they've been going through shit long enough. What's the worst that could happen, right? And that plan leads them to a do or die moment. It's literally all or nothing. The plan either has to work, or everyone they love dies, the bomb blows up, or it's just some kind of catastrophic scene that's going to take place unless they make it, unless they are able to execute the plan flawlessly. You've seen it in Hunger Games, right? Everyone should have seen Hunger Games. If you haven't, then go watch it now. Start binge watching all of them. I'm a movie guy, but I watch a lot of movies, so I notice all of this. Like, it's constantly playing out. But Katniss Everdeen, born in District 12, impoverished, going through a whole lot of nonsense, dealing with the tyrannical government, was called to a reaping with her and her sister. For those who watched it, y'all know how it went. But for those who don't, I got to talk about it anyway. At the reaping, it was an issue of her sister getting ready to be taken away from her. That was the problem for her, the main character. Once she stepped up to the challenge, which was proposed in front of her with her sister being taken away, she had a choice to make. She could either let her sister go and go get killed off by the government, or she could step up in her place and have to fight her way back out. Again, the problem. In the midst of this problem, she meets a guide, right? His name is Haymitch, who helps her navigate through the whole scenario of trying to fight her way out of the Hunger Games. And it just gets real crazy from there. But through that plan, the movies keep escalating. She overcomes, right? And then another problem. She overcomes and another problem. But the guide is still there helping her get through it. But this story is relatable to us because each and every day we have problems. We're always trying to get through something. We're always trying to become more. There's a new challenge that we're stepping up to. But oftentimes, because we don't have the knowledge or the assistance, we fall on our faces, we get frustrated, and we scratch our heads, and we keep trying to figure our ways through it. Now, how is this relatable to business? Because contrary to what you might think, You're not the hero in your business. You're not the hero of your brand. You're only the guide. As the guide, you've been given the unique task of helping your hero, which is your customer, overcome a very significant problem that they're having. And it's through helping them overcome this challenge, and it's through helping them recognize that they have a problem, you present the most viable solution for them. Be it a product or service, it doesn't matter what it is. Whatever it is that you offer, the personal value that you offer another person, that's the game plan that you're presenting to somebody. Now, whether or not they choose to take the plan on, it all depends on your hero. Nonetheless, as a brand, you have to position yourself as that guide, because if you think you're going to be the hero, the person you're working with, your customer, your client, whoever it is, they're going to see you as competition. There can't be two heroes in one movie. We all seen what happened to Batman when he tried that on Superman. That didn't go well. That didn't go well. Until he got the kryptonite and he tried to, y'all seen Batman versus Superman. I told you, look, I seen a lot of movies, bro. Like, a lot. Don't judge me. So whatever your thing is, whatever you do, keep it in the closet. Let that be your thing and whatever. Just don't judge me. But not even just the Hunger Games. You'll see it in the Matrix, right? Neo, he had issues with Agent Smith and the system as a whole that was attempting to control the minds of human beings and keep them in this cyclical type of system where they can never get out mentally because they were being controlled by machines outside of the software, right? Character, problem, guide, which was Morpheus. Big overarching plan to defeat the system, the Matrix, and it was do or die if Neo lost. Avengers, same thing. It doesn't matter who the hero is. You'll see it all throughout the duration of Hollywood. You'll see it in entrepreneurship. You'll see it in your own life. And for the person that you've been called to serve in your brand, in your business, they have that problem. They are the hero who's looking for the guide to lead them to a solution in their life in some kind of way. It doesn't matter what it is. So if you position yourself as that guide and you're being completely authentic with your ability to bring about a solution to that problem, then they'll hear you speak. You'll establish your voice in their life and they'll see you as you being a part of their tribe. There's a very real danger if you don't decide to accept the role of a guide in your brand. You'll always be the unactualized hero, always searching. If you choose to not accept the role and lead people towards a solution that they're looking for. Recognizing the power of your own story and why you even do what you do as a brand owner, as an entrepreneur, as someone who desires to create an overarching message in the world is what will draw people to you. Your message will be compelling to somebody if you're willing to be authentic enough to talk about it and tell it. The pain of your backstory makes you relatable. Your success story about how you transcended out of your pain into glory is what makes you desirable. We're all connected some kind of way through some form of pain or frustration. And if you can effectively touch on that pain point for the person that you're trying to help through your brand, and that messaging is clear, you've essentially captured their attention. And just like what I said in the last video, when I made You Are the Brand, go reference that if you need to get some more context on this part of the video or message. But it's being relatable and through capturing attention that you have then the opportunity to market and advertise to the person that you're trying to sell to. A lot of people see businesses and brand creation as sleazy and but it's only for those who haven't self-actualized, who believe that business is only for sleazy people. And again, if you think about why they think this way, what narrative have they been introduced to? What stories have they been told about business people? When you have something of value that people need, sales and creating a business behind what it is that you do and what you desire to help people with is not sleazy. It's only sleazy if you don't believe in it and you think that there's some type of reward that you're going to get from selling people shit that you don't even believe in. That's a big problem. So then at that point, yeah, you're sleazy. But if you have a real offer, if you have a real solution to someone who has a real problem, you are doing the world a tremendous service by putting it out there and monetizing it. Why? Because you need to live too. I mean, the whole point of business is the trading of value. People are more than willing to trade the money that they have in exchange for a solution to the problem that costs more than the money that they have. How much would you be willing to pay for the cure to cancer? As a billionaire, how many more dollars would you be willing to put up for 100 more days on Earth, or even 10 or 20 more years if it came down to a dollar amount? Right, so you can see where the value of money comes in, but you can also see where the value of a solution, if somebody could offer that to you or in exchange to the money that you would get for it, you can see the value in that. It's stories that help us understand how life works. In regards to the person who doesn't believe in businesses or brands being a thing, nonetheless, it was a story that they was told. It was a narrative that they were given that they accepted. As to who was telling it to them, who knows? Could have been a teacher, could have been a parent, could have been an uncle that got ripped off from a bad business deal. You just never know. But we all have stories that we tell ourselves from the moment we wake up to the time we go to sleep. You are the hero in your own story, but in someone else's, you are only a guide. When building a brand, this should always be your point of reference behind your message. Nobody cares about what you went through, how painful it was, what you lost, or how long it took you to achieve your goals. People only care about how you made it out so they can do the same. How can you spare them the time, resources, and agony as the guide so they can accomplish with minimal effort what took you twice as long to attain? So there's virtually 3 issues that we face as people. And if you can capture the essence of what these 3 issues are in regards to the messaging of your brand and who you are and what you offer, you'll be gold. Problem number 1, there's an internal conflict. We essentially have a lower self that's fighting with our higher selves. We know that there's fears, there's doubts, there's all types of insufficiencies and things that we don't feel like we have the ability to conquer or overcome. But no one sees this problem. Why? Because this is internal. This is within our own selves. This is going on in our own minds. So we can figure out what that internal conflict is that our ideal tribe is suffering with, then we can meet them at their need just by understanding what they're going through internally. There's an external conflict. There's some type of challenge outside of ourselves. There's something that we're wrestling with outside of us that we can't seem to shake or overcome. Like for Neo, it was Agent Smith. Like for Superman, it was Lex Luthor. It's somebody outside of you that you feel like is holding you back, or there's some type of bomb or device that they've planted or some type of trap that they laid for you that you feel like you have to overcome, because if not, it's going to overcome you or someone that you love. Maybe it's a business that's not doing so well. Maybe it's a job that's seemed like it's a little shaky, some people trying to get you fired. Perhaps it's just some backstabbing loved ones who just mean you no good. Whoever it is, it's an external problem that you feel like you have to overcome. Whether it be a person, place, or thing, it's a fight for you. And this fight or this issue is either equally or greater than yourself, or this problem or this issue and the power that it has over your life is either equally or greater than the power that you possess to overcome it. And then there's the philosophical problem. It's the question of why. Why is all this even necessary? What am I even going this far to build a brand for? Why does building a brand even mean anything to me? For me personally, building a brand is something that transcends who I am as a person. And the message of leverage your mind and brand your own reality, that resonates and that hits very home to me, because I see this also, right, an external problem amongst humans. We feel very trapped. We feel very stuck. We feel like there is a force outside of us greater than ourselves that's holding back our potential. But there's no force greater than the one that's within our own mind that's holding these barriers up and making us feel like we can't overcome anything. I was in a really dark place some years ago where I felt like there was absolutely no way of getting out. Like I went through a lot, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. But as I began to grow my mind and I sought knowledge and the wisdom and understanding of what it would take to overcome those issues, I started recognizing the enemy within. I started letting go of the old stories that I've been told and the narratives that I was holding on to about my own self-limiting beliefs and essentially the lies I was telling myself. Once I was able to start letting those go, that's when the floodgates opened up. But be prepared, because there's people within that story and within that narrative that you're also unfortunately just going to have to let go. When you start telling yourself a new story and you start believing in the ability of what you can become, then you're going to feel compelled to speak about this idea to everyone around you, because it's changed you. It's transformed your life. It's transformed your way of thinking and the everyday life that you've been living. So now I create my own reality. I'm a business owner, I'm an entrepreneur, a personal brand advisor, and a business consultant, but I'm not the hero in my brand. I'm the guide. I'm helping people achieve their intended result. My only job now, because I was able to overcome a lot of issues in my life, is to aid other business owners and brand owners to help them overcome their issues, their challenges within their own business. I'm only a guide. I'm not a hero. So when you position yourself in that way, as the guide of your business, as the person who is here to be of assistance so that they can help their ideal client or customer, you begin to attract more people. I don't want to compete with the people I want to help. I want to help them overcome their challenges because I already have. Branding is you just telling your story, telling your own message. It's you being real, transparent, and honest with yourself and the people that you want to work with, the people that you desire to help. Because you transcended an area of your life, you will feel compelled to help others do the same. People will always choose a story that helps them not just to survive, but will help them learn how to thrive. Well, I'm pretty sure if you stuck around this long, this video was of some value to you. So if it was, hit the click, like, and subscribe on the button somewhere around here. Probably gonna be up mostly like somewhere right there. So go ahead and click that real quick. This helps push the video to other brand owners and people who are looking to level up and do more with themselves, to grow their mind, grow their business, grow their brand, and grow their lifestyle. Also, be on the lookout in the next couple of weeks. I'm about to drop a mini course on branding essentials, where you will be learning the very basics of how to build a powerful, compelling story for your brand and attract your ideal client, attract your ideal customers and people that you desire to work with. You create reality. You build your own life. You have the power of free will, a powerful imagination, and creativity within you to do the things that you desire to do. And this is also what I'll be putting in the mini course on how you can leverage those mental assets to create the life that you want for yourself through the power of branding. I'll be dropping some resources in the description also. 10 quick tips to drastically improve your focus and gain mental clarity on how you can just build a better life. It doesn't matter what you're doing, whether it be an entrepreneur, some type of creative or professional. These 10 quick tips are literally something I live by that helps me not just survive, but thrive in a extremely messed up world right now where it's hard to focus on literally anything. So I live by these 10 tips. They are of extreme benefit to me. If you're interested in checking them out, I'll drop them in the link. Also made a Create Your Own Reality workbook. That's just going back to the bare bones of people who are interested in building their own brand, building their lifestyle, understanding pattern recognition and things that's causing them to not be able to live their ideal lifestyle or ideal reality on their way to creating a business. Basically just all the things that I caught within my own personal life that I saw was holding me back. I established them as issues, learned some viable solutions to get rid of them, and here I am. There's also a link if you're a brand owner and you'd like to reach out and work with me. I'm now working with dozens of owners right now in our private cohort where we're going over a lot of groundbreaking principles and methods to unlock success within our own lives. But thanks again, folks, for watching. Share this with a friend. Share this with someone you love. Leverage your mind. Brand your own reality. See you on the next video.